Welcome, folks. I'm Jaby Koay, joined by ACHARA KIRK.
What's up, guys?
So naturally, this popped up on my radar. How it should have ended. Super Cafe, Snyder Cut.
Oh.
So thank you, How It Should Have Ended, for allowing us to react to this. Very much appreciated. Very much looking forward to this. All right, here we go.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Black suit.
Yeah.
Who knew adding 2 hours to a story could change so much?
Right?
Cyborg has more depth.
Flash can reverse time and isn't motorboating Wonder Woman.
Dude, Lex knows your real name.
Oh crap, I totally forgot about that.
I know.
How does he know my name?
I don't know.
Did you tell him?
Why would I tell Lex something like that?
I don't know.
So many new details.
Diana killed a bunch of terrorists.
Mara has an accent all of a sudden.
I
Yeah.
My
know.
mother turned into Martian Manhunter.
Mother Martha turned into Martha Manhunter?
My mother Martha turned into the Martian Manhunter.
But Mother Martha probably isn't actually the Martian Manhunter.
No, I think it was just Martian Manhunter pretending to be my mother Martha.
Oh, God.
This changes so much.
I know.
So many seeds are planted.
Lois might be pregnant.
Uh-huh. Wait, that's the detail you're focusing on?
When you said seeds, I thought that's what you meant.
I'm talking about the dark side seed. The dark seeds. Aren't you even concerned about them?
You mean that bald guy that was creeping on us through the portal with his grandma? That guy took off like a wuss. Why are you worried about him?
Because I'm still having nightmares about him invading the planet.
Dude, here we go with your goofy dreams again.
These are serious dreams, Cal. They're more than just dreams. They're prophecy.
Why do you think that?
Because none of it has mattered up to this point.
That's like 99% of all people's dreams.
Not these kind of dreams. These are bad dreams. Bad prophecy dreams. Mysterious dreams that feel so real. It makes you obsessed to see the outcome.
Yeah.
Almost as if the dreams demand the outcome.
Uh-huh.
Like how Darkseid is going to demand our planet when he gets here.
You are being so paranoid.
No, I'm not.
Yes, you are. Do you know why?
Because I'm Batman.
Because you're about to reboot.
Yeah. Because
If you're about to be the Batman, how can Darkseid even come here if your timeline is about to start over?
Because the seeds have already been planted. The angry voices aren't going to rest until I've fought through some Mad Max wasteland, getting Flash to turn back time, putting my nightmare story arc to rest.
Or we could just toss it up to bad dreams and call it a day and just move on with our lives.
I'm putting on my goggles, Cal. See? It's destiny. It's not me. It's the planted seed. Aren't you compelled to know what happens after I put on these goggles?
Not really.
Yes, you are. Don't lie.
I'm a little curious at this
You
point.
see? It's too late. The world is gonna end. After all these years, those 2 to 3 dreams I had have finally come true. We have to send Flash back in time now. Who will be my best friend now?
I'll be your best friend.
Oh, it's the Joker. Oh, and I cussed now. I have to roll with this Joker. And I cussed now. What a crazy amount of new details.
Why is Batman such a great, butt of all jokes? Oh my god.
And I cross now.
Says to see
It changes everything.
That pretty much covered, so many of the changes that
Yeah.
came about in the Snyder Cut.
The joke flew by. Flash can reverse time and isn't motorboating Wonder Woman.
Yeah.
I wasn't ever really motorboating her. It was just a joke where he fell on top of her for a split second, then he
Yeah.
flashed upwards. You know, if anything was consistent with Flash's character, I feel like that was. Even in the Snyder Cut, he sort of goofs up and falls over a couple times. So it's within the realm of what Snyder established in his original version that Flash would fall on top of Wonder Woman and be
Right.
like, oh, whoops, and he's like kind of nervous about it, you know? So that wasn't too terrible.
I really like the Batman that they've created for, how it should have ended. He's so serious in himself. Everything is so serious.
He's
but
so committed.
He's just so goofy.
Yeah,
he's
but-
so dumb.
Well, it's because he means it earnestly.
Yeah.
He's not goofing on purpose. Earnestly, he means these things.
Yeah.
But he takes it so serious that you can't help but laugh about it. The part that sort of broke me for a second was, is Martha Martian Manhunter?
Yeah.
I was like, wait, no, that's just a joke, right? That's just a joke, right? Wait a second.
Martha Manhunter.
Maybe that would explain everything. Yeah, exactly, Martha Manhunter. I love how they're calling out the fact that Batman's whole this almost goes back to what kings used to do back in the day, where like they'd have a dream or a hallucination and then go and conquer another nation because of it.
Right,
You
yeah,
know,
'cause
so-
it's a vision.
Yeah, Batman's having these visions, these dreams that are so real, and it's like, dude, you had a dream. And, you know? But the other part of it is it almost feels a little bit like Marvel with Iron Man, because Tony Stark had his visions as well. It's like the parallels. It's almost like someone over at Warner Brothers saw, you know, Avengers or something. But anyway, no shade throwing.
No shade throwing. That bit where Superman was talking about Batman's timeline starting over, and then he turned into the new Batman, Robert Pattinson's Batman,
Right.
which looks super ridiculous in cartoon form because he just looks like a big fat mouse. I thought that was really funny.
Yeah. The other thing is the little details they're calling out, like, no, I have goggles. Now I got goggles.
I'm wearing the goggles.
Aren't you curious? I'm not curious. Oh, you're curious, I got you.
It's the voice as well.
Yeah.
You know, I've always thought that about Batman's voice in the movies, like even as far back as the Tim Burton films. I'm like, why is he talking like that though?
Oh, well,
Like-
the idea is to disguise the Bruce Wayne voice, but the thing about it is I wasn't ever, I know that this is gonna piss some people off, I wasn't ever a fan of Christian Bale's Batman voice. That gravelly voice. I like the Tim Burton version with Michael Keaton. I even like the Ben Affleck version because I would imagine that, you know, Bruce Wayne is well off enough, he can afford the technology to
Yeah, 'cause
add a
it's just
voice
like a
modulator.
voice modulator,
Yeah,
yeah.
like that, I'm cool with all that. But, you know, Christian Bale going, they're not hockey masks. I'm just like, dude, look, what are you doing?
Calm down.
It's just like how is it that you don't just destroy your voice? It's bad enough that that's how Batman talks.
Yeah.
But then to know that Christian Bale had to do multiple takes in that voice every single time, he must have had some kind of concoction on set that's akin to what rock stars, like, you know, death metal singers
Yeah.
drink before they go on stage. They changed the aspect ratio and everything.
I know, that was cute. And then they changed the color as well, so
Right.
it kind of had that dusty, yellowy color that they had in the nightmare sequence.
They did a really good imitation of Joker's laugh as well.
Oh, the seagull
The
laugh.
seagull laugh. I mean, the seagull laugh is the joke that pitch meetings made, that Ryan George made
Yeah.
on pitch meetings.
I did when I watched that scene back, and I was like, oh yeah.
He sounds like a
He
seagull.
totally does sound like a seagull.
Yeah,
I just didn't pick up on that the first time we watched it.
I kind of wish that Ryan George had not said that. Because
Yeah.
now I can't get it out of my head.
I was like, like, what are you doing,
Because
Jared Leto?
I actually enjoyed the laugh in the context of the film.
Yeah.
It was almost like an older, worn down Joker.
Yeah.
You know? I thought it was actually fitting, but as soon as Ryan George said he sounds like a seagle, I'm like, well, that's
Well, yeah.
all I see now.
Once you've heard it, you can't unhear it.
Yeah.
You know.
And I cuss now. I know that, like, I'm a weird guy, but like I didn't care so much for Batman cussing or Cyborg cussing. I didn't care for either of them cussing. It felt very just like, ew. And that is probably a byproduct of the fact that I'm just not used to seeing my superheroes cuss. I didn't mind it so much in Deadpool because Deadpool is deliberately hammy sometimes, breaking the fourth wall. Like, he is a character that edgelords on purpose.
But I think also, you know, apart from seeing Deadpool that one time in the Wolverine film, which his mouth was sewn shut anyway,
Yeah.
we didn't really have any context for Deadpool. So when he comes out and it's R-rated and he's swearing and all, we're like, oh yeah, Deadpool does that. But Batman has never done that.
Right.
So
At least not in the films.
Yeah, so growing up, you know, with the different iterations of Batman that we've seen, we've never actually seen him cuss. So I can understand how that could feel like really out of place and awkward.
And off-putting. The funny thing is, you know, our Marvel heroes cuss in the comics, or at least I remember that. When I was a little kid, my neighbor across the street had these Marvel comics like Hulk and whatnot, and just Marvel in general. But he's like, yeah, they totally cuss in the comics. I'm like, you're lying. And he showed me, and it wasn't like overt cussing. It was all, you know, the symbols that they use on the top of the keyboard, 1 through 9, just like ampersand and asterisks, all that stuff. But it was like straight up, Hulk had a huge monologue of cuss words. And I was like, oh, okay. And this is, you know, over 20 years ago.
Right.
So, you know, cussing is something that superheroes do in comics, but you haven't ever seen it in films because for films, largely it's been meant to appeal to both kids and adults.
Right.
And so you can't have too much profanity there. Whereas the Snyder Cut was more geared towards adults. And so anything I've read from Superman or Batman, I haven't ever seen either of those characters cussing in the comics. So it was especially off-putting for me to see. And I was just like, I didn't need that. You know, bone snapping, blood spraying, all the violence, that's all well and good. Like, I'm accustomed to that. You know, I'm used to seeing Batman do those things, but not saying the F word.
Hashtag not my Batman.
Hashtag not my Batman. Exactly. So, but anyway, nonetheless, I really, like I've said many times already, I really enjoyed the heck out of Zack Snyder's Justice League, and I really enjoyed this video. It was good fun.
Super fun.
So,
Yeah.
you guys, if you haven't already, make sure to subscribe to How It Should Have Ended. Help get them to 11 million subscribers. They just crossed 10. So, subscribe here as well if you haven't already. Hit that bell icon, all notifications. I'm Jaby Koay. This is
ACHARA KIRK.
Peace out.